There's a recent leak that the OTS might be coming back to Warzone. YouTube! What's up, guys? In today's video, we're gonna go over the new changes in Verdansk. We basically have a whole new Warzone now. I don't know about you guys, but I'm pumped for this personally. I'm streaming all of update day. Like, subscribe, share with a friend, even become a YouTube member if you'd like to. I'll see you in the next one. Alright guys, Warzone might actually be saved for once. This is the biggest update we have gotten probably since one of the updates in Warzone 1, honestly. It is a little bit funny that they are reverting everything back to essentially Warzone 1, but they kind of have to because we're back to OG Warzone, baby. Now, there is a lot to unravel here, so I'll try to point out a lot of the main key points that I like in this update. First, we're going to bring up the cheating situation, though. So, they have been suing companies and shutting down some resellers and all these developers that create the cheats. So that is one really good thing. It seems like they're trying to take, I'd say, probably the most action they have ever taken on the cheating situation because they've lost so many players because of it. Now, they say that they've banned 228,000 people since Black Ops 6. Now, they're saying they removed 23% of the cheaters. I have a very strong opinion on how many cheaters there are in the game. I've been shadow banned twice, false shadow ban, and I've talked to cheaters asking why they cheat, how much they make like cheating, and they said selling cheats they make around, like, on a really good day, $200 to $300. And when you start to think that way, I mean, there's a lot of money to be made there. They're not going to stop. Also, when I was on Best Buy looking for a foot pedal to switch my cameras and everything and a mute button, I found that it said best selling underneath at the bottom there. Look at that, a Cronus. So even if you aren't on PC, the Cronus is selling for $99 at Best Buy, and it's one of their best selling items. That alone just kind of shocked me because I wasn't aware of how many people might be using Cronus too. But you know, it's almost like half the player base thinks if you can't beat them, join them type situation, which honestly I understand, but I wish that was not the case. But they say that they have a lot of upgrades coming to the anti-cheat with the new season, and they've already shut down companies. I personally have ran into hackers in the past few weeks that are brand new accounts, so I haven't seen anything too big yet. And they're still keeping ranked play separated. You can turn crossplay off if you'd like to if you're console. I don't know how much good that's doing. I've heard some pretty positive things, especially from streamers. I guess we'll have to see when the update comes. And they're also giving multiplayer the option to turn crossplay off for quick play, certain featured things, stuff like that too. So they're kind of spreading it more of turning the crossplay off, and I think they're just trying to get data and see how that turns out. I guess we'll have to see when the update comes, though. Now, we also have the Battle Pass, and the Black Cell one is the one that will come with the awesome-looking Rose skin. There's over 100 items in this. This Apocalypse King actually looks pretty cool, too. The Rose skin is what everyone's going to be probably running for a bit. It's going to be, you know, just an OG feel. It is a cool looking skin too. I like this more than the original one. I never liked the original one. I never had the original one also, but I never really liked the look of it either. This one definitely looks a lot cooler, and the graphics have gotten, in a way, better than they used to be. Now, with weapon and blueprint customization, you're now able to customize any Black Ops 6 base weapon or weapon blueprint with the skin that you've unlocked or purchased across multiplayer, zombies, and Call of Duty Warzone. I'm assuming this means we can use our MW3 gun camos now on the new ones, because that's a Warzone camo. That's kind of a gray area right there, but I guess we'll find out. I do know people have been doing the camo glitch, and also there's just people with just straight up unlock tools. Now, those people have already actually received a temporary ban. I'm pretty sure it's a 3-day ban that Activision is giving out for anyone that does the glitch camo or just has a camo that's not supposed to go on a Black Ops 6 gun. There's already tons of people and content creators that were temporarily banned because of this. And this is part of the Ricochet update that can detect if you are using those camos on that gun, which honestly is a huge W. Because if they can detect these unlock tools, then that means they can start to detect if the person actually has cheats installed. Now, since we're on the topic of guns, I do want to say that the Kilo is coming back, the Kilo 141. All you have to do to get this for free is to log into Warzone on the 2nd, April 2nd. All you have to do is log on, even though the servers will be down that entire day. They are working on the servers and getting it prepped for April 3rd. But if you log on while the servers are shut down, you will get the Kilo 141 for free if you log into Warzone specifically. Now, when the servers come back online, it'll just be Verdansk, I think for 24 hours, and then Rebirth will come back in, but Area 99 will not be coming back with Season 3, which honestly, in my opinion, was a very depressing map and a huge L for the community. Now, they will have a Verdansk event, and that's where you can unlock the Cali sticks, because the Cali sticks will be back, and they will probably be overpowered, so you'll want to do that. We also have the AMAX coming back. We also have the HDR coming back, which will be a one-shot headshot no matter the distance. Speaking of no matter the distance, did I mention that you'll be able to shoot with your pistol coming out of the air now? Yeah, that's back too, but you won't be able to do it with regular guns as far as I know. You will just have a pistol out if you come back from Gulag or something like that. There are no redeploy zips with this season so far. They will be coming later though. We also have the Growl that is coming back, and that will be the SWAT 556. Now you have to make sure you have everything unlocked, because that will be the conversion kit you have to unlock to get the Growl. That basically is the Growl, and you have it right now, but the conversion kit will be out with the update to make it the Growl. And these guns will all be coming out throughout the season battle pass, but also I saw a leak today saying that the OTS will be back. And this was one of the fastest killing and fastest moving guns, SMGs at least, that we've ever had in Warzone 1. Man, this thing felt so good. I had such cool blueprints for it too back in the day. Now, the playlist April 3rd through the 10th will be as it goes. Battle Royale, solos, duos, trios, and quads on Verdansk, which is great. Rebirth Island will be coming a second after, but it'll be quads. And then also at launch, you'll have Battle Royale casual quads, which is 20 real players in the match, and then the rest are all bots, AI. So, if you don't want to sweat or get killed by sweats and just hang with the homies, you could always do that for more casual experience, which I'm wondering what that will do to the player base if they stay or, quit out longer, because for the higher ups, that's going to be very sweaty. Then you also have boot camp quads and then plunder quads. Now, those zips I was talking about will be around the map. The redeploy zips, they are just, you cannot use them yet. They'll probably introduce those with Season 3 Reloaded, if I were to assume. They'll probably introduce those with Season 3 Reloaded, if I were to guess. They also took out Gulag tokens, which I hope eventually they do add those, but a rare looting system, that would be pretty cool, It's too easy to buy them at buy stations, and there's a lot that come out of loot crates right now. So making them more rare would be pretty cool. Also, redeploy flares will not be in it. I call them pizza boxes because that's what they look like. Now, those will not be in it, but also I think they should add those later, and I think they will. Another thing I do miss is the res pistol. That's the only thing I liked from Warzone 2. The res pistol was clutch, man. I hope they add that as well later. But again, making it more rare would be really cool too. I enjoy the quality of life things. I don't like when they're abused, because then we're just playing Resurgence at that point, which is a glorified multiplayer. Now, also the buy stations, this is a massive W. They're going back to the horizontal, just straight up and down, that style, the OG style. And also, when you buy back a teammate, it puts the person with the most money up front, which is huge for buybacks. And also now you have the option to buy the whole squad back if you'd like to, with just one press of a button. Now, speaking of the buy station loadouts, it is going solo $6,000 for a loadout, and then $10,000 for the rest, which is the OG way that it used to be. I think that's a massive W as well. If you haven't played Warzone in a while, they're going to have default loadouts, but the default loadouts are now going to have meta guns or just better guns that are more viable to use, and you'll be able to upgrade them. I don't know why they don't just unlock everything, but this is how they want to do it, I guess. The OG MP5 is also another gun that is coming back, which I'm very excited for. Another thing they're doing to help with the cheating situation is they're trying to get more accurate reports. Call of Duty also has a lot of false data from reports, and this is how people end up getting false shadow banned. If you get a lot of reports within a certain amount of time, then you get shadow banned. So they're also adding a feature now that it shows you if you got killed while pinged, live pinged, or if you got killed while under a UAV. That way you kind of think more of okay, they had an idea of where I was, they weren't cheating and walling. Now we're also having classic audio returning with Verdansk for the infill, gulag, and exfil, cinematics, the music, the announcer, hit markers including armor and armor breaks. I don't even remember what that sounds like. I do hope that the flinch changes. I feel like there's a ton of flinch when I get hit in this one compared to any of the other ones. Death store, footstep recordings, loot chests. The footstep thing honestly might be huge. We might be able to hear footsteps better because of that. Buy stations, contracts, UI sounds like pings. I mean, they're trying to get it completely back to how it used to be, which I think everybody's excited about. While we're on the subject of buy stations, the self-res on fire sales will be free again like it used to be. And also self-reses are going to be harder to find along the map because they're pretty easy right now. Now, when you come back from Gulag 2, the money penalty isn't as bad. That's another W. Also, when you are reviving, you can turn 360-degree revive rotation again. I really miss this, being able to look around me while I'm rezzing somebody. It's really stuck. I don't even think you can look all the way up while you do it right now. That's a huge feature right there that I really miss personally. This is the circle pacing. They're changing it a little bit so that you can have the whole looting feature of a battle royale experience. Not sure how much I feel or care about that yet. We'll see when it comes. This is another massive W, late game redeploy. Late game redeployments. Now the players will be redeploying like a lower... Now the players will be redeploying lower than they usually would. So you can't be floating in the air forever and then drop on somebody. You kind of just have to drop straight down whenever you get bought back in. It's also a huge thing for ranked. Also, when people are getting bought in, you will now be looking 30 degrees downward instead of directly straight ahead. So you can know exactly where you're going right away. There's really no delay there anymore. Now we also have the return of floating loot. It's a massive W, and they say that they noticed it and they're hoping that this will help improve the ability to pick things up or simply just notice things that are important. The thing about this is once it was reverted, like, I don't think they're ever going back. This is great. They've also brought up that whenever they've also brought up that the loot that you'll be getting should be better. Right now, there's like nothing in the game that makes me, other than like maybe the PP legendary one or like a legendary cipher or something like that, cause like that gun's really broken, and then any C9, but anything other than that, I'm just like, I can't even use this. I don't even want to use this. Half the time I just want to use my pistol. I don't know why I find a million shotguns and unusable snipers. There's some pretty good ones, but it's usually unusable ones like a SVD or something like that. It's something ridiculous. Like, that should not even be ground loot in a battle royale. You can't even fight with it. Just to have an idea of the cost of things, I'll throw those up on the screen right now for inventory pricing. Honestly, not too bad. Pretty original. Now we need to talk about movement. They bring up the introduction of BO6 Omni-movement, and here are the changes that they are making. The movement speed, crouch movement speed reduced by 10%, crouch to span speed increased by 15%. For the most part, it all seems pretty good. It seems like it is slowed down just a tad. I don't think it's anything too crazy, but this is something that we're just going to have to see. The jump cooldown, reduced cooldown by 40% for improved responsiveness during repeated jumps. This is supposed to bring back the bunny hop feel. Honestly, the like slide canceling is almost not there. There's almost too much of slide in the game. I've gotten used to it to the point where like I like it and I can break people's cameras, but I do miss that. I almost call it like a pivot or a juke that you do, because it reminds me of something you do in like hockey or basketball, and you kind of just like juke them out or pivot when you do a slide cancel left to right. You can do that in this one. You should have to really like account for the space because you slide like obnoxious with the Omni movement. As far as the dives, I take mine off anyways and I just do the slide only because I feel like I get a better response time. And also I find myself diving backwards when I try to lay down and move backwards off of buildings. I'm just yeeting myself backwards off of buildings, so I turn that off anyways. But overall, they need to slow down the movement anyways. It's way too fast for the casual players. They will not like this movement at all if they came into what we are now. And it is still a tad clunky in my opinion, unless you have like a crazy PC specs. So that's something that time will tell, you know. These are the contracts that'll be out: Bounty Most Wanted, Recon Scavenger Supply Run, original ones. Now disabled will be Big Game Bounty. Kind of sad about that one. I also like the spy drones. Signal intelligence, don't care too much about. Although, isn't that pretty much a recon? I could be wrong about that, but yeah, big game bounties are my thing. I love those. Now, public events will have fire sale, jailbreak, loadout drop, restock. They're going to disable the flyby, cash drops, contractor. I mean, these are all ones that don't really matter too much. Thermites are now coming back, and Thermite now will instantly explode vehicles if their health reaches 0 from its damage ticks, similar to C4. The armor satchels will be available, but the munition satchels will only be available via Bandolier Wildcard, so those are no longer lootable. I know another thing people are talking about is that the precision airstrike indicator is now not going to show you the area that it strikes. I like this. I think it's kind of pointless that you can see exactly where it is. It gives you enough time to leave. I like the area of like, hey, we don't know where this is. We should just get out of this whole area. It brings a whole purpose to it, really. I just hope I don't have to wait 20 million years to put an airstrike out anymore and it actually works. Because that's my problem I have with them mainly. As far as lootable perks, they may return in a future update, but they are not going to be lootable like they are currently. Now, as far as vehicles, we're going to have the heli, cargo truck, Polaroids, LTV, and ATV. And this should be the classic heli that we used to have as well. And then they do list a bunch of bug fixes. I'll just put those on the screen right now. I mean, there's tons of bugs in the game they need to fix. So hopefully that all gets done. But really, I'm just excited and interested to see the whole movement and mechanics that we're going to feel on Thursday. This is a whole different update. We have never had anything this big before, and it almost seems like they are treating Warzone as its own separate game, which is what we've been all asking for since Warzone 1. And they did kind of do something like that. Warzone 1 kept its own same engine for 3 years, and also Raven Software was involved and in charge of all of that stuff. They made it so that they were the primary ones in charge of that, and every change they made were so good. I feel like every so many years, Sledgehammer and Ravensoft always are the ones that end up fixing Warzone or the game in general. And that's just not fair. Just make them in charge of Warzone and keep it a separate game. They will make so much more money this way. It's too inconsistent every year. This year could have been one of the best Warzone updates we've gotten. All you needed, Warzone 3. Warzone 3 was amazing. With the Omni-movement would have been even better. And I think that's what we're getting for Verdansk. And I do have hope that if it is a little too slow in some areas and there's some bugs and glitches, I do have some pretty good hope that they will fix it and make it better, because they are just the goats of making this game good. This is all I really have for you guys today. I'll be streaming Verdansk. I'll be grinding it with the homies and other YouTube streamers. Feel free to come by a stream. I'll be streaming on YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, all of those, even though I am mainly a YouTuber, and I'll be making YouTube videos as well. So let me know, guys, where we landed.